Hey there everybody, Eric from OUTER LIMITLESS coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, I am here to talk to you about the ThruNite T1. This beautiful little flashlight is the replacement to my OLED S1R Baton 2. So why is this the replacement? Well, every single time I would get up that little S1R Baton 2, well, it would be on my chair, it would be on the floor, it would be on the ground. That thing always fell out of my pocket to the point where, well, now it's gone. So where I would have loved to have done a comparison video between this and the OLED, well, bottom line is we can't do that, but I can tell you that this awesome little ThruNite T1 has now become my go-to little pocketable flashlight, and I have to say that's a good thing. I really don't want the competition between this and the OLED because this ThruNite is great. It's found its way into my pocket and it's going to be there for a while. So at this point, I got a lot to show you. Do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at ThruNite who have provided this product for review. Now this ThruNite T1 is a beautiful small form factor EDC flashlight that just slides so easily into your pocket. Rechargeable via USB, so a micro USB and a great pocket clip. Perfect programming in my opinion. This flashlight is one that for me, once it makes it into my pocket, it's going to be really hard to find its way back out. Now, there are a lot of different flashlights in competition out there, but I can tell you that because of the programming on this particular flashlight, it really sort of cuts through some of the competition. Now, we'll get into that in a little bit, but the first thing is the overall form factor. So as you can see here, very small, about the size of my index finger, and just nicely slips into my pocket. Now, the first thing is, as I mentioned with my OLED, that always fell out of my pocket. The reason being is because of the clip. If you look at here, it is a dual clip, so either way, bezel up or bezel down, you can use this either way, but the OLED clip was reversed. And here, as you look with a bezel down carry, which is what I personally like, you end up with sort of the thicker part of the clip going down in that stronger spring. When you flip that around, this part here isn't quite as strong, and that's what it was with the OLED. So it was always slipping out of my pocket and just falling on the ground or ending up on my seat. And at this point today, I have absolutely no idea where that OLED went. So very frustrating. And it was a limited edition titanium model on top of that. So talk about really a kick in the pants. Well, that didn't work out very well for me in the end. So the fact of the matter is that this is a quality bezel down carry with that thicker part of the clip there. I greatly like it. So I think this T1 does have an advantage in that regard over the OLED. Now as you look here, I have oriented this so that as I have this in my pocket, I can just grab it in my pocket and withdraw, and my thumb is already right on that switch. So a nice little side switch. As you press there, you will see that it does illuminate in blue, indicating that you have good amount of power in the battery and no need to recharge at this time. Now this does have excellent overall output, but what we're going to do real quick is just go through the modes. So this T1 with a turbo mode of 1500 lumens, it has a high setting of 685 lumens, a low setting of 15 lumens, a firefly of 1 lumen, and a strobe mode of 700 lumens. But what makes this, to me, the perfect EDC solution is that, you know, in the past, with flashlight reviews, I've always had sort of, I would say, some controversy around the lowest mode. So whether you call it Firefly or Moonlight, I've always had just a little bit of controversy there. But this flashlight, to me, absolutely solves that problem. So, in essence, if you long press and hold down, well, there you go. That is your Firefly mode. So as I mentioned, on this particular light, Firefly mode being 1 lumen. Now for me personally, I don't really like one lumen output all that much for the lowest mode because I usually use my flashlights to walk around, not really so much doing reading or anything like that. And a lot of people say that they do like it being that low. So for me, one lumen's a little difficult. However, the key being that's if you long press. So if you long press, you get into that one lumen firefly mode. But if you actually single press, well, that gets you into whatever you set this at. And this has an infinity mode. So if you hold the button down, and you'll notice it cycles till it blinks all the way down, then it comes all the way up until it blinks, and then it goes back down again. So the lowest mode here when it blinks, well, that is your 15 lumen output. So I can leave that there and I can just turn the light off. And anytime I single press this from here on out, that comes in at the 15 lumen mode. Or if I want to set it somewhere in the middle, well, there you go. Turn it off. Well, guess what happens if I long press? That's your firefly. Turn it off. Single press. That's that intermediate mode. Well, now if I double press, boom, there's your 1500 lumen turbo mode. So in essence, what I'm saying is what's so key about the programming on this T1 is that now you get the benefit of 3 modes just at easy clicks. So the first mode, long press, is going to be that firefly. The next mode at an easy click, just a single press, that's somewhere in the middle. And that final mode, double press, boom, there's your turbo. So the key to me with this ThruNite T1 is that you can satisfy almost every crowd with ease, whether you like the lowest mode being firefly around that 1 lumen or the low mode around 15 at just a simple press or long press or double press. You get the benefit of 3 excellent output modes. Now, I hate flashlights that have specialty modes such as SOS or strobe in the middle of the programming. Well, good thing with ThruNite that is not the case. Triple press, and bang, there is your strobe mode. Single press turns it back off, doing that again. Triple press, and that's your strobe. So that is great. The fact of the matter is, now you really have 4 modes that you can access with ease and just really getting the benefit of some really great programming on this ThruNite T1. So getting the ThruNite T1 outside here for a couple of beam shots. First thing, as I long press, that is your moonlight mode. So that firefly mode, moonlight mode, whatever you want to call it. Very nice in that 1 lumen output. Now again, as I mentioned, that's not typically something that I enjoy because it's just not quite enough light. But a lot of people do like that for general reading, maybe camp tasks and the ability to read without killing your vision. Well, that's where that comes into play. But for me, as you can see here, it does not do anything to illuminate your walkway. And typically I use a light like this to walk and to get from point A to point B. So now just a single press, well, boom, there you go. Now I'm illuminating my path, no problem, and that works very well. Now again, as you long press here, you will see that infinite adjustment as it goes all the way up to the highest mode and blinks. Long press again, all the way down until it blinks. Well, there, that 15 lumen mode for me, that's where I like it. That's enough light for me to actually get around and see and get from point A to point B. But if you want a little bit more, just long press, feather that in. Well, that's going to be about perfect. Turn the light off. Now if I want long pressing again, there's your firefly mode. Turning that off, single press, walking around. Well, let's just say I want to see what's over there. Kind of hard to see right now, isn't it? Quick double press. Bang. There's your 1500 turbo mode. So perfect. Turning it off, single click, back to walking around, no problem. Let's just say, for example, coming up, we just want to read real quick. Long press. Oh, there you go. What's on that soccer ball? Turn that off, single click, walking around again, no problem, finding my way. Double press, boom, turbo. This light for that purpose is absolutely perfect. And then triple press, there's your strobe. So all in all, perfect programming on this ThruNite T1. I greatly enjoy this user interface and the overall programming on this flashlight. Now you do have the option of different color temperatures. If you look here, this is considered to be sort of the neutral white. You can also get cool white. I opted for neutral white because sometimes I'll use these flashlights for photography. And you don't really want too cool of a light for photography. You really want more of a neutral white. So neutral white to me is perfect, where if you look close, this actually has the orange peel in the lens, which means it's going to be a nice overall even and floody light source. So for photography, that's going to be really nice, where if I'm doing detailed photos and I back this up and I really want something evenly illuminated, I can use this as supplementary light, and it's going to be more even and daylight oriented, not that real cool bluish white that you get with more of the cool white flashlights. So that's why I opted for more of that sort of natural daylight and the neutral white versus the cool white. Now, for those of you who do like to take a flashlight like this and clip it on their hat, you can see that because this clip is reversed from, say, for example, the Olight, it doesn't have quite the same amount of meat. In fact, when you start to stick that on there, you can see it will stress on the clip. So I'm not going to push that all the way. You can do it, but it doesn't work quite the same. Like, say, for example, if you were to flip this around this way and slide that all the way on, you can see that goes on a lot more flush and complete. So, for example, with the Olight and the clip being reversed, it does work a little bit better for people that like to put these flashlights on their hat. But that's not something that, for me personally, I do all the time. So I don't have any problem with this. And I do prefer this clip style for keeping it in my pocket safe and secure. Now real quick, we will get into the packaging just to take a look through. So very simple. You'll see here some real basic things. As this was packaged up, it comes with its warranty card. Very simple. Comes with your instructions. Very simple. A small lanyard and also the charging cable. Now, this is a micro USB. If I had one gripe, what I would love to see is this going to the USB-C. At this point, Type-C for me is becoming my standard. It's what I use for my cell phones, it's what I use for my computers, and it's really something that over time I've been swapping all my cables out. I would love to get rid of micro USB at this point and just go to USB Type-C adapters. So if there is any gripe, that's just the one little thing I would get rid of. Kind of make a change there for the future versions and go with a USB-C. But I do think the fact that this uses the USB adapter is kind of better than the Olights in a way. The Olights do use a proprietary magnetized charger on the back side. Now this flashlight is magnetic, so you can put this on a number of surfaces depending on what you're looking to do. So anything magnetic, toolbox, hood of a car, any sort of, any sort of thing that you need. In fact, I mean, no problem. I got a little construction I need to do, busted nail head there, but hey, fact of the matter is, if I'm careful and balance that on there, bang, no problem. So the ThruNite T1 is a great little flashlight, fully featured, excellent overall construction. I like the knurling, feels good on the hands, it's smooth. I like the look of the bezel, two-tone. Has a nice little ring there, so plays off of that very nicely. It's just clean and a classic look. Not too much, just enough. Gives it a good overall look, quality feel. Feels excellent in the hands. I do like the way this feels. You can see here on the head just a little bit of a heat sink to help dissipate the heat. But overall, this for me is definitely my new EDC option. So alright guys, there you have it, a quick look at this ThruNite T1. Again, this light for me becoming my new go-to EDC option, and it's going to be there for a while. I'm going to have a real hard time changing this out for any other flashlight for a number of reasons. The size, the form factor, and the function. The overall programming on this being great, the beam quality being excellent, the output being more than sufficient. So for me, this T1 is an absolute home run. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.